You have made it. Well, you've almost made it. You have made it to Friday. Woohoo! It is almost the weekend. Fabulous, fabulous, fabulous. And that means you're probably beginning to think about what's going to go on, what you're up to this weekend. Are you out? Are you out and about? And more importantly, are you off for a nice mega, mega long run or even a nice jaunt in the park? So if that's you, then listen up, because each day over the next few days, I'm going to be going live with tips to help get you back running this September. And today, especially important if you're planning to get outside and enjoy our September sunshine, I'm going to be giving you tips in this short video this morning for 3 ways to get your carbs right for running. So I know a lot of runners are a little bit confused about carbohydrates. Not too sure why we need to be eating carbs. And that was me when I started my running. What were carbs all about? Oh my goodness, surely they're going to make me put on weight. And when I started running, stepping up the distance, and I started to train for my first half, I have to admit, I struggled a lot. Week after week, I'd go out and I'd be so motivated, really, really excited. Woohoo! Fabulous day, the sun is shining. I'd head out the door full of energy. But a couple of hours later, I'd come home demoralised and flagging because once again, I'd pulled up short of my target goal. And you know what? This went on week after week after week, and my confidence started to nosedive. I started to question whether or not I was really up for running, whether really that was a sport that I should be doing, and let alone whether or not I was ever going to get round the half marathon course that I'd entered. So I know I'm not alone, and since I've been coaching runners and helping them achieve amazing results, I know that this is one of the biggest struggles that new runners who are starting to train for halves and marathons, it's one of the biggest problems that they have. And struggling with your long runs, struggling with energy on your runs is very often not down to not eating enough carbs, not eating enough carbohydrates before you head out on your runs. So Facebook is full of keto detox dieters. Everyone seems to be going sugar-free and on a low-carb diet to achieve sort of body beautiful. But since carbohydrates provide you with the energy that you need for your running, they need to be an important part of your diet. If you want to be running strong and you want to run your first half marathon or achieve fabulous PB result. So in this short video, I'm going to give you 3 ways you can get your carbohydrate eating right for your running. But first, if eating right for your running is something you know you struggle with, make sure that you've saved your spot for my Eat Right, Run Right workshop that I'm holding next Wednesday. The workshop is completely free, and I'm going to explain how eating a balanced whole food diet, including eating carbs, around your running could help you knock minutes off your next run or race PB. All you need to do to join me next Wednesday for this great workshop is click the link below the video and you're going to be in. It would be great if you could come and join us. So back to struggling on your runs. So if you've ever struggled on your runs and run out of energy and, you know, oh my God, you've flagged, you've bonked, and it's really, really annoying you and you just don't know what to be doing. You are not alone. So here are my 3 ways to eat carbs right for running. So killer carb tip number 1. What you need to make sure that you're doing is to eat carbohydrates to fill up your carb stores before you head out on your long run. Okay? Now, when you're doing your long runs, your body uses both carbohydrates and fat for fuel. Now, our fat stores are almost limitless, but we can only store a limited amount of carbohydrates in our bodies. So I recommend the night before your long run, to avoid that sort of painful, oh my God, I failed at running yet again. Make sure that you've got your carb stores fully loaded, fully stocked up by eating a starchy, carbohydrate-rich meal. Don't be afraid of having an extra potato or of pasta or of rice or even of cake. So that's my first tip for you. Make sure that you're eating a good carb-rich meal the night before your run. That will fill your carb stores so that you know that your fuel tank is ready for your running. Got it? Okay, let's move on. Carb tip number 2. You need to make sure if you're out on a long run and your long run is, let's say, more than about an hour and a half of running, because we've got our carbohydrate stores are limited, what we need to be doing on those long runs, and as your long runs get longer and longer and longer, when you're training for a half or even a marathon, you need to make sure that you can eat some sugary carbohydrates on your long run, okay? And you need to make sure that you're eating something that's easy to digest and that you like. So it's things that a lot of runners eat. There are a lot of sports fuels on the market. You go into any running shop, any sports shop, and you'll see packets of these things. Don't be afraid of them. Some of the best fuels that you can use are energy gels. They're designed for the purpose for giving you readily available carbohydrates, readily available sugars that your body can use almost instantaneously to give you energy on your run. So that's one option you could use. But I know if you're a first-time runner, they can feel a little bit daunting. They're a bit gloopy and they can be a little bit sweet. So a lot of people opt for things like jelly babies or chewy sweets, bananas, all sorts of things like that. But what you need to be doing if you are planning on training for a half or even a marathon anytime soon, you need to make sure on your long runs that you can, to make sure that you can have a great long run and you've got energy to last you right to the end of your long run, you need to make sure that you are eating some sugary sweets or sports foods on your run. So find out the ones that work for you. Everyone's guts are different. So you need to might need to try a number of things to find ones that you like, they're palatable and that work for your guts. And the sooner you can start that, the sooner you can test things out, the better. So that's my killer carb tip number 2. Eat sugary carbs on your long run. Now we move on to killer carb tip number 3, which is all about what to do when you've done your long run. So we've done our long run. We've burnt through loads and loads of carbohydrate stores. We have burnt through absolutely everything. We have had a fabulous, fabulous run. So what we need to be doing, if we've used up all our fuel, we've used up all our energy, is to replenish our carbohydrate stores. So my killer carb tip number 3 is to eat some carbohydrates soon after your run. So really the speed of your recovery is dependent on how well your body is then restocked with carbs. So if you don't eat anything for hours and hours and hours after your run, it's going to take longer for your body to recover and repair from all the hard work that you've been doing. So I really recommend when you're back from your run, you make sure that you have a nice snack that is probably something like a sandwich. A sandwich with, a ham sandwich would be absolutely perfect. Or drink a pint of milk. Milk contains both carbohydrates and protein, which is perfect for helping you to recover from your run. So my third killer carb tip for you is to make sure that you eat some carbohydrates after you're back from your run. That means you're going to get your carb stores well filled up once again, so you can get back out there maybe a day or so later and have a fabulous, fabulous next training run. So in summary, my 3 ways to get your carb eating right so that you can have some fabulous, fabulous training runs this September. Killer carb tip number 1, eat carbs before you head out on your weekly long run. And I suggest a nice carb-based meal the night before. Killer carb tip 2, eat some sugary carbs on your run. So gels, jelly babies, bananas, absolutely perfect. But you need to make sure you've tested things out, and you need to make sure you've found your perfect running fuel just for you. And killer carb tip number 3, eat carbs afterwards to restock your fuel tanks. Now, working out what to eat, when to eat, and why to eat is one of the biggest struggles that runners have. Really, the success that you're going to have with your running is not all down to the number of times that you get out and run, around how hard you push in training. Your success is also down to your diet, down to the food that you're eating to give you energy and to help your body to recover, and to make sure that you've got all the energy that can help you with your training. So it's one of the biggest struggles that I know a lot of runners have. They kind of ignore their diet, thinking, I can just keep eating what I've always been eating. But it doesn't work like that. If you want to make sure you're getting better running results, then you need to take a look at your diet. And I find that working out what to eat, when to eat, is one of the biggest struggles that runners have, and I really want to help. I'm a nutrition coach and I work with runners. And next Wednesday, I am inviting you to my Eat Right to Run Right workshop. And in this workshop, it's totally free, guys. So you'd waste nothing by coming along. You're going to discover how eating a balanced whole food diet around your running could really help you tune up your training to get much better results in your running and to get a PB in your next race. So in this workshop next Wednesday, we're going live 7:30. You're going to discover what to eat for energy to run so you're not struggling. You're going to learn how to eat right for recovery between those hard runs to make sure that your muscles are not sore for days on end. And you're going to uncover why following a structured training plan and eating a balanced whole food diet is the most effective way to knock minutes off a race PB. It really, really is. Your diet plays a massive, massive part in the success of your running. So I'm going live at 7:30 next Wednesday. So if you're serious about ending your running struggles, then you need to save your spot for this workshop by clicking the link below this video. Hope to see you there. Take care and have a fabulous, fabulous weekend. Don't forget my 3 fabulous killer carb tips too. Take care and share this video with your running friends, because hey, you don't want them to be struggling either. Take care. See you next Wednesday. Bye.